Legends renewing, from indie vibes to the big stage proving. Every rumor nailed down, no chance of misconstruing. Catchphrases dropping like a pile driver move. Jake switch sharp, Cody's got the groove. They keep it real raw, never out of the loop. Step into somewhere, the wrestling troupe.
In the coffin's embrace, Moxie's fury, a relentless chase. Splinters fly, the nails scream. Dark corners hold a blood-soaked dream. Into somewhere with fire in their eyes, talking to madness beneath the skies. And they leave the skies. Take us inside. Take us inside. Turn to dust. Infernal blood stains everything, and may you trust.
What the fuck is up, Denny's? How we doing, folks? Into Somewhere Raw Review, Monday, October 20th, 2025. How the hell are we doing tonight? Into the spooky season. That's right, Halloween is upon us. Thank you to Unidark for being the official soundtrack of Into Somewhere. We had a hell of an episode of Raw, lots cooking, and a lot to enjoy. But as always, I've got the man, the myth, the legend, Cody Onidi, 316.
What's going on?
What's up, bud? How you
Mr.
doing today?
Negativity is about to bring you some positivity here. I thought tonight was a really good show. I know, even if I say I didn't like the way someone walked to the ring, and that was the only thing I said, I know I'll probably get shit on for that and saying I'm Mr. Negative and I can't.
You're going to get beat up about it.
Yeah. Oh, I've experienced all weekend, so we'll get into that later. But
yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of things to clean house with in the beginning as far as little news tidbits and updates go. But I jokingly said, you know, this is. I had a lot of lines cast out tonight. I had a lot of theories. I had a lot of ideas that I was hoping we'd see kind of flourish as AJ come out. AJ Lee, Punk's wife, not the new tag champs. Congrats to them and new. We'll get into it. We got to go ahead and discuss.
Did she retire again?
I don't know. She disappeared. They can only bring her when we have that lovely little, you know, break glass in case of ticket emergency, I guess. That's what we need her for. Guess what? We're going to call her out. Until then, she's not coming back. Milo agrees. Twitter right now going nuts saying another Saturday night main event stinker incoming. Because don't forget, we had the one in Texas. Jey Uso taking on Gunther, and then again with Logan Paul down in Tampa earlier in May of this year, May 24th, I believe. So
I honestly think it's going to be a little bit different this time, but I think by the time this match happens, Jey Uso would probably officially have turned heel at that point, which will give him a new working style in the ring, which will lead to a better match overall.
Yeah, that was one of the many lines I cast out tonight of ideas, my spider web. I wanted to know what they're going to do with Jade. It feels like they're turning him heel. Some people don't buy it. Some people don't believe it. Some people, I mean, he's got babies, throwing him in the air.
You thought it was LA Knight originally going to turn heel, and I didn't think so. But
no, I could see LA Knight being one of the ones to join the Vision, if anybody. I wasn't 100% convinced that he'd
with the
turn
suit
heel,
and
but
glasses, I think like he would look perfect in that.
yeah. Well, that's kind of the idea. But if anybody, I was thinking it would be a call up from NXT and Ethan Page. I thought he fit the most perfect for what they're
Page
going
would
for.
Fucking fit like a glove. That would probably be the most perfect fit. But I don't even know if they're going to be doing that.
Tonight there was some interesting choices though, and some things changed on their booking. I thought the women's match was a title match as well, but I guess not. It wasn't
I
advertised
honestly
as
thought
one.
that too. Wasn't that how they went about it last week? If anyone's going to get a shot at this championship, it's going to be me. I thought that's what Roxanne Perez said. I could be wrong.
I thought
I
that's how
swear
it was
that,
set up, but
she
yeah, I
came at
mean,
the
with
challenger for the title.
with
but
Jay Turner, people aren't seeing it, but I'm telling you right now, I don't want to be Nostradamus. I feel like it's going to happen. If I'm wrong, I will embarrass myself worthily. But until that point in time comes, I'm going to ostracize the shit out of Cody and say, God damn it. I even made a joke on Twitter saying, you know, Jay betrays Jimmy. Breaking news and more tonight at 11. WJED. All right, so here's the thing.
at least you're doing clickbaits like that. Don't
At least they're doing
a Sean's
something.
view.
Yeah, I
Don't do
mean,
that.
well, if we're talking about my old good buddy Sean, then that means somebody would be like, you know, is Jey Uso dead? His clickbaits
I'm not
were
trying
pretty
to clickbait
legendary.
you. I'm not trying to masturbate you. I'm not trying to do anything to you.
What game was it that he bought and then he said the disc wasn't in the case and they like it was
It
a
was
whole
like WWE
series.
2K15 or something.
Yeah,
Right?
priceless. I hope he's
remember
doing
that.
well. So funny. Yeah, I see the brothers clashing, and they've been playing up on this. If you're observing about it for quite a while now, Jay's in Roman's ear. Roman is a face, but kind of in name only. He's acts nothing like a face would or should. He is not the big dog. He's still the tribal chief up here. I get it. So having the tribal chief yeeting around with his you know, little man Jay getting in his ear, sitting on his shoulder, being the double-sided devil.
I'm trying to rhyme like Sean.
Yeah. Oh, we got to get you a thesaurus. A thesaurus. I feel like Jay's yeeting is gonna come to an end. He's gonna be. It's still hot with the crowd, but it's gonna happen. I have an inkling and irking by the way they're setting this up. It would be interesting if they did something with Jimmy where, hey, look, Jimmy turned heel after, but I feel like there's more money in Jay going heel with it, with the story, especially with him being taught by Roman.
Turning heel, I think he has that thing where you call it justified heel because Jimmy turned on him and he's like, I didn't forget about that, Oos. That's all he has to say. And like, you were my blood brother and you turned on me for Roman.
Yep.
So don't act like I'm some jackass.
We've been down this road before, so it's got to be handled carefully without retreading the same water. They've got some interesting setups. I'm not crazy about Jay and Punk for Saturday night's main event.
I think Jey Uso, though, if he turns heel, I don't think it's going to be long-term heel. I think it's just going to be like...
Oh, I don't know what they've got destined at this point, but plans with Rollins being injured really mess things up. And I don't quite understand the immediate reaction of taking him out of the group. Because apparently, if the internet and every wrestling site is to be believed, this was not happening. We're not seeing the Vision break up at all whatsoever. Done, finito. You got it, motherfucker. That's not happening. They're not breaking up. Well, actually, they're not breaking up till next year. And then they immediately pulled that trigger and off to the races. They're split. They knew Seth was injured, but we still don't know the extent of his injury, what exactly it is. How I know they do at this point. He's had surgery, but what if he's only out for 4 months? What if he maybe take the title off him? You know, I get that because of not being able to defend it, but to take him out of the group in this way and everything.
I'm trying to justify it. I could see it making sense a little bit because they shouldn't have acknowledged that he got injured in the Cody Rhodes match. They just should have said the beatdown from you and the bronze was the reason why he's going to be out all these months. Yeah. Why did they even bring up the fact that
I don't know, because he wasn't in an arm sling that anybody could see. Supposedly he had it under that big puffy outfit of his. So why not just go ahead and Yeah, hold off on saying that, oh, people are going to know, oh, yeah, you got hurt but just go with the kayfabe of it. For us, at least tell the story. We know that's not the real thing, but we still like to pretend and play along. That's 3/4 of it. What
They
dog treats
honestly
are we making
explained
tonight?
it well.
Pumpkin
Paul Heyman was
cheesecake.
like, "You
No? All right. Is this going to knock me
pumpkin
unconscious
cheesecake."
too?
Ooh,
Better not. Thank you.
I
I
hope
will
not.
I will
Man.
devour that when I'm
Did
not
the
going
puppet
to
help
go
make it?
unconscious. What's that?
The puppet help make it?
No, not this time. Puppet's in
Well,
trouble.
see, I kind of like how they explained it though, in a way, because Paul Heyman was basically like, "You really thought I betrayed my best friend CM Punk and my tribal chief for Seth Rollins? Hell no, I betrayed Seth Rollins for
Yeah, for
Braun
Braun
Breaker,
Breaker.
tongue twisters.
Yes,
But way to
English.
make Bronson Reed
Equally
look like
hard
a
for
fuck.
Jey Uso. He struggles with the English language at times too, so we can't give you too much on it.
Yeet.
I'm just not excited about him versus Punk, and
Maybe
it's
that's why
not
I
a
like
it's
you.
not a negative against
relate.
Jey entirely, but it's just that out of all the scenarios we could have seen, him and LA Knight is like, it kind of feels like they've got so many feuds. They did it with TNA and NXT last week, where it's like everybody wants Javon Evans to go back and take on Leon Slater. They want a rematch because we got robbed of a real ending. They went to a time limit, 20-minute draw. They got 5 more minutes. Dart State took them down at Bound for Glory. Okay. And instead, it's like tomorrow he'll be taking on Stax. And I get they got to do something in the interim, but you figured the initial or and no, it's not about always getting what we want, but it's about following logical steps at times where they I don't know if it's entirely to subvert expectations or to just keep things extended for a bit, but like there's a lot of things that have just fallen off to the wayside, and then they appear 6 weeks later, and it's like, oh yeah, that's going
For
on.
a stipulation,
Yeah.
I got a stipulation for Punk and Jay.
Okay.
So whoever guesses out first loses.
Ooh.
Is that what you could do?
8 out of 10. That's an 8 out of 10. I don't know. Stipulation wouldn't be bad. I mean, it would certainly add to it. But for Saturday night's main event, they are not going to start off with one. They're going to make this pretty much as straightforward as possible. I'm concerned with LA Knight losing the audience. That is definitely true. I agree with Cody Ray there. All right, so multiple prime examples. They haven't defended the tag belts at all. At all. Since Judgment Day have gotten them. They did it once. This is their second.
Have tag belts?
That was it, because we had the running gag. And we didn't even know they were tag
Anyone that
champs.
says I'm a Judgment Day show, let me do this. The Judgment Day tag team title-wise has been booked horribly, and I think they had a piss-poor title reign. You want to hear something? Yeah, I criticize that. So we're going to get into other championships I criticize later, Coke Man, Tony Khan, because, yeah, I'm allowed to criticize your goddamn company.
Yes,
your little
you are.
bitch-ass fans.
But criticism comes with the
I don't wanna
flurry of the sickos attacking you, so be careful. I do.
You might come in here.
Here's a great point. We genuinely. So they don't defend the tag titles. We get these. All right. So now that's forgotten about the El Grande Americano angle.
You know what? I don't see any of them coming at me. Why do their wrestlers seem to be more mature in WWE?
I think it's all about like sentiment backstage and how people feel they're being treated and respected with their time, their ideas. Like even if we don't agree with the booking, they're still doing something.
I agree that they were booked poorly in that tag team title, and so that's why they're not going to try to justify. Oh, it was the greatest tag team title reign ever.
You can't say they were booked strong. They didn't wrestle. You think about it. They said Stephanie Vacour has 25 wins. She's the most winningest, I hate that word, superstar. Like funnest, not a word. Winningest superstar ever this year. And I'm like,
yeah. Oh boy.
She has 25 wins, and it really shows you the change in wrestling. The
Is Stephanie Vacour okay?
Why do you ask that?
Landing when
did seems to be. Yes, she did come down hard.
I don't know if she did something. I don't know if that was her fault because Raquel looked like she was trying to
yeah, it
catch
was.
her, but it looked like Stephanie slipped. So Raquel
Seemed
didn't have
fine
enough time
backstage
to-
afterwards with Nikki and everything, so I think she just caught herself there. But 25 wins.
It could have just been a pulled muscle or something like that.
All joking aside, Ric Flair would have wrestled 25 times probably by now in one day, you know? And I hate saying, like, oh, he ran up and down the coast for NWA. That's, of course, what happened. But nope, that's the, you know, forever and a day of wrestling now. There aren't many house shows, the overseas tours. They kind of and we will get into obviously the full Raw review. They lack some chemistry, definitely. You know, Roxanne and Raquel usually work well together, but trying to be the foil in the match, Raquel didn't always come out great, and Stephanie didn't mix up well
Do
with
you think their
Roxanne this
tag
time.
team as good as Raquel and Liv, or is it
No,
not the
no.
same?
It certainly feels like, you know, that we have live at home kind of idea, the Temu version. But that's unfair to Roxanne because it's the chemistry they shared with each other that made them great. She used Liv, like I always said, like a goddamn baseball bat. Liv's her human weapon. You know, that's what she makes a good, strong base. People were yelling at Zarya over the weekend because, oh, look, you didn't catch Charlotte, and you know, calling her a bad powerhouse and a bad base. And I'm like, and she's like, hey, wrestling's not pretty. It happens. Go read a book, something like that. And I don't know. Tomorrow's NXT, we got Ricky Saints, Trick Williams. They're going to sign their contract for the NXT title match for Halloween Havoc this upcoming weekend, which we'll be live for. We'll be having the review. Leon Slater versus Stax for that TNA X Division title, as I mentioned earlier. Hank and Take taking on OTM. And then we have 2 first-round tournament WWE Speed Championship matches. That's a mouthful. Axiom versus Sean Legacy. So they're moving Axiom, you know, taking him back down for the week. And then Zachary Wentz and Jasper Troy. That's
fun.
Because right now, as I was getting to earlier, El Grande Americano is currently the men's speed champion. So Ruka has the women's. And with El Grande, it was initially kind of like, oh, cool, this will be exciting. But it reminds me again of the 24/7 title or the, you know, the hardcore championship probably had more revere and respect than this. But, you know, I get that they got to do something
Well, the
with it.
hardcore title's a little better than the
Oh, obviously.
24/7 title.
But what I'm saying is it has that kind of feel to it when it doesn't feel legitimate. When they could do something more with it. So I'll give it a chance to see how they handle the men's side of things. We've seen them do some of the women's, but I'm still not like, I'm not against it, but I'm glad they're doing something with it. At least try. If it fails, then like, all right, no one cares about the speed matches. 3 minutes, get in, get out. You're not hurting anybody. It doesn't even take up a whole interim of a commercial break, so fine. But that will be NXT tomorrow. We'll be live this Wednesday for our full NXT review, and we'll have Into Somewhere Weekly where we give predictions for Halloween Havoc, talk about the build-up with TNA and what they're doing for future invasions.
We're doing a review tomorrow, or are we
Wednesday.
combining it into one big show? Wednesday, okay.
Grab your
NXT
ears.
review Wednesday.
NXT
I'm
and
sorry.
Into Somewhere Weekly. Got a class, you know, classic you to clarify. But yes, we will be live this
No, my
Wednesday
brain's
Into
been
Somewhere
rushed.
Weekly. I don't blame you.
You
A
got
lot of
some
wrestling.
AEW news, right?
Yes, I wanted to get into this in the beginning because Sarah Stock, Sarita from
Let's get
TNA,
into all the news.
the former Knockout. She's you know, someone that's rather vocal on Twitter, but basically she criticized All Elite Wrestling. They put out a tweet saying somebody stop this, and she said, you know who should stop this is mothers. What is she referring to? Darby Allin being drowned in a fish tank in the middle of the ring. I thought that Moxley was going to whip out piranhas or like a little Jaws action figure, something for Tubby time, but instead he just tried to drown his new tub friend. So it's ridiculous. She says, you know who should stop this is mothers with their remote control. This is worse than the plastic bag over the head. Kids are going to end up dead trying this stuff at home. And people are like, weren't you hired for AEW? How do you feel like that? And she's like, that's why part of the reason I'm gone. I've been gone for the last 6 months. And she went off on people on Twitter. And I mean, she even went off on Brody Lee's widow.
Wife,
yeah, his or, you know, however you want to word that. And I don't disagree with her and the sentiment that she said, Sarah Stock, because she's coming at it from, hey, You know,
You
yes,
criticized AEW?
we've all done things. And she's like, oh, well, it's TV 14. She's like, yeah, but that's the point. Tony just got done saying that this is a family friendly show. Yes, WWE does crazy, silly things. They have thumbtacks, but it's usually few and far between. And it's not every week and being drugged to a further extent. And I mean, you're basically just committing attempted murder in the ring now. Like before, we had some stunts and things. Oh, look, Big Show got thrown off the top of arena after they had a monster truck match. You know, Baron Corbin just threw Rey Mysterio off the top of the building. Like we know the funny ha-has, but they're in this storyline. They're trying to commit murder. Like that's the point of the Death Riders, and it's not Raven's flock crazy. Sarita says, meanwhile, Sarah Stock in TNA, and they show her choking somebody from behind while she's, you know, and clearly she's like, I'm not choking anybody. And then she goes, my tits look great. Like she just doesn't give a shit. So she's not taking Kyle's mom's stance. We're like, no, it's bad. You know, somebody think of the children. But she's essentially doing the like, hey, this is ridiculous. Like, why does it have to go this far and put so much danger in wrestling for what? Somebody said kids can watch the other products made for kids, talking about WWE. This is for adults. And she immediately cues to Amanda Huber, as I said, Brody Lee's widow, and her talking about how it's all family environment and all the things they do for kids and kids this and kids that. And she's like, you know, you're having kids watch, you know, this garbage essentially. So it was just an interesting topic that people handled very maturely. They talked very nicely on the internet to her.
I've said multiple times that I'm completely fine with hardcore style matches, extreme matches like that, but give a reason for it to happen. Not every John Moxley match you need to have someone trying to murder each other on live television. No, save that for a blood feud. Someone that you really just truly fucking hate. And like you can just feel the hatred in.
Oh yeah, because out of the 12 matches they had in that card, 4 matches being on the pre-show, how many involved plunder, weapons of some sort, or what should have been a DQ? Wrestling's already in this very precarious, weird bubble where, like, okay, yes, I can. The ref can't see what's going on, so it's out of their purview, it's out of their you know, peripheral vision. It's legal essentially, right? But if you go to any other sport, there's instant replays, and we know that we're filming this live, like we're recording this, and then at times they do things where like, oh, Roman's watching the TV, he knows what's going on. But then they have other points where it's like, oh, we have this big secret. So wrestling's in this peculiar spot where like the camera is a person at times. It is a character. It's not just a first person view, you know, essentially, but it also is not always the gateway to the other world. Sometimes it is you know, a secret maker. So it's part of the thing that makes wrestling and what makes wrestling great, because you have to pretend, you have to buy in, you have to have that sense of make believe for it to work. If you don't have a childish sense of wonder somewhere in you, even if you're doing it because you love the violence, you still know it's scripted violence. You have to buy into it. Like, even if they are really cutting each other in glass tubes and thumbtacks and Tic Tacs and Legos and goddamn condoms galore, do what you can. You never seen a condom match? Fucking, that's brutal. Jesus. Any of that, I've seen some stuff. I saw a couple of those down in Tijuana firsthand. But don't ask. So this shit, and Pico's right. Like Ludwig Thunderliger, we'll get into that too. You know, the promo
I have something about AEW.
What's that?
So
hit me.
Mercedes Moné. Let's talk about that for a second, because she won yet another championship while we took a day off from streaming.
I know.
You know, I just said that I don't think it's doing any good for women's wrestling or anybody on the AEW roster. I just didn't think it's helping anyone besides herself. And then you got a boatload of AEW sickos saying, how dare you? You're so dumb. You're retarded. You just don't know how wrestling works. So I want to hear your opinion on this whole situation, because I just don't think it's good for anybody besides herself.
She won. She broke the record of the record yesterday or today. You know, basically yesterday.
Heel, right?
Because she won, she's won 12 titles now. And one day after breaking Ultimo Dragon's record for most belts held simultaneously with her victory at Wrestle Dream, with 11 belts now. Sunday night, she got a victory over Jody Threat at the promotion's Rumble in the Burt 3 event for WPW. I'm not going to go over her 12 titles, but this is what it is at this point.
So,
she's 12 belts Monet now. 12 belts Monet. So her and her belts, they don't mean anything. The one with the most prestige is the mid-card TNT TBS title. I don't mean that rudely, but the only reason she has it is to erase Jade Cargill from the AEW record books. That was the intention of giving her that title so quickly when she came in, because Tony was very hurt at the way Jade came in, got pushed, and then just took that star power and left. He thought he had somebody set for his company for a long time. Well, is anybody going to exactly talk about this in 10 years? Is the fact, like, Ultimo Dragon's picture is the definition, as the kids say nowadays, fuck the 6'7" shit. This is aura. Like, he had it. Him having those belts meant something, because 2 of them were decommissioned from the NWA and brought back for the J Cup, the Super Series. Like, what he did was incredibly unheard of at that time. Yes, you would have championship entertainers of the such, but not to this extent, not someone as beloved and respected, and not someone working as hard. Like, he was going everywhere and just dominating with his excellence. Like, what? She's being paid to go to these places. Like, he was wrestling at these other places and then worked his way up and earned most of these belts. He got a couple of title shots when it came later on, but it was like, what do any of these mean? She's getting it. So even poor Spaz, and everything with Destiny Wrestling. Destiny put out a tweet. We've got a light blue belt that you can come and take, was basically their tweet. So they're going to pay you to come to their promotion to take their women's title belt because it gives you a little bit of publicity because Mercedes has your belt.
Spaz better start clapping all the way, or they're going to take him out like they did JD.
Right? He won't be allowed back in Destiny anymore. We know that. So I sound, condescending at times, but that's, if she wants to do it, fine. But the way it's being done is meaningless. There's no substance here except because actually, yes, wrestling is a work. Yes, it's a work. The belts don't mean anything, but
he's a heel.
They really don't.
He's a heel. This makes it more. Oh my God, this is so perfect. This is the best thing
because
that's ever happened.
It's heat.
It's
you guys hate it. You're falling for the trap. It's like, no, I'm not of the heel character. I'm mad at the Mercedes Vernado, not Monet. I'm mad that you are taking away spots and time from other women that could be defending these belts or using them or using their.
That's all her fans are saying.
Yeah, it's a heel, so you shouldn't like it. You're not supposed to like it. It feels very cartoonish and video game.
So then, all her fans that like it, are you saying she's doing a bad job as a heel because you do like it? Right.
That's actually. Ow. That's very complex, but no, I get what you're saying. And is it bad because they think it's good, but it's supposed to be bad? But it's really good, but we don't see it, and that's why it's bad. Oh, Mercedes, you're breaking us. Oh, you're thinking the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series? I don't know. You know where they're from.
Toronto!
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto, elimination chamber.
There we go. I knew you'd get on board. Oh, this Raw. It was a good Raw. And the funny part is it didn't even have like the best matches. It didn't have anything that was top-notch must-see. Even the tag match was not like the ultimate, but everything was solid. It was good from start to finish. Nothing blew me away, but nothing was bad either, to the extent of where it was like, I need to not be watching this. I don't enjoy. Everything was enjoyable. So I will say that right off the bat. We got to go ahead and break this down in the very early onset of Monday Night Raw, live from Sacramento, California, at the Golden One Center. No Roman, no OTC one at the Golden One, but it's October 20th, 2025. They're live on Netflix. They opened the show. We got Tessitore. We got Mr. Wade Barrett also there. And they recap everything. That, Seth has this triumphantly amazing weekend. He beats Cody finally. He finally does it. with a watch he beat you, Mr. Onidi Rhodes?
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I know, I'm
Like,
sorry.
He just hit me in like, I don't know, not like, and I was just probably smoking too much weed before the match, so.
Cody Onidi Rhodes. You're not the back-to-back crown jewel champion. And it breaks my heart.
I know, and you told everybody
You
that.
should be.
And you bet our entire budget on a Maine winning, and I failed us.
And that's why we can't even afford to finish the Halloween graphics yet. I know. Look at these tombstones. They're not gifts, they're real, because if we don't pay these bills, we're gonna end up digging our own grave. Not excited with that one. Hold out. They had Adam Pearce. One of my more favorite GMs. I really enjoy him. He was damn good tonight. I like that he's got his balls back. He took him out of his wife's purse and was like, hey, fuck you, Paul. Fuck you guys. You're out. I'm serious. This is it. I don't know what to make of the opening still. I really don't. Because they show the attack on Rollins.
I said this before we can get into the whole segment, but like Paul Heyman did explain it well, why he betrayed Seth Rollins. So I don't know if you agree or
it was
that.
well explained in this, but here's the thing: the way he explained it, he shouldn't have, because Bronson and Braun are going to watch this and be like, oh, he doesn't respect us. He only joined us out of fear. Like, even if they knew that already, you would still not want him to say the quiet part out loud. So that's why him and Becky having that interaction, it was good. Some people are calling it cinema. But I beg to differ. We'll get there. So these two are the new vision. They've got the belt with them, and we're like, okay, so are they going to relinquish the title? Are they not going to give it up?
Looks great with that belt, by the way.
Looks fantastic. It's like, how do we go from him holding the belt to not being on the rest of Raw? I still don't quite understand it all, but okay. So he's like, I knew Seth was injured, Pierce says, coming out of his match with Cody. And you said it right then and there. They shot themselves in the foot. They fucked themselves in the ass. They pulled a Ric Flair in an airplane bathroom. Why is
Braun Breaker getting all these opportunities when Bronson Reed is the one that beat Roman Reigns?
Yeah, basically they forced themselves into a situation that they didn't need to be in. Get it? Forced?
Yep.
Hey! Talk about that plane
ride
from hell.
You said this before, and we were talking about it earlier today as well. Braun Breaker should have been the one to face Roman Reigns and beat Roman Reigns, not Bronson Reed. No offense to Bronson Reed, he's great and all too, but you're pushing Braun Breaker as his next big thing. So why is he still getting pushed like that when Bronson Reed was the one that beat the top guy right now?
You would think. I know. You would think. It makes me wonder. I don't know.
But it's
fail to
WWE.
Understand.
Logic isn't their best friend.
No, not at all. I just genuinely wonder why have it go this way? You have Seth Rollins. He's got this new group, the Vision. What is the point? These guys are the future. So what does he do to instill his rule over Raw and make these guys the future? He makes them nothing, and he makes himself everything. And then he gets kicked out of the group because they're tired of putting him over and him saying he doesn't need them. And they're tired of doing everything for Seth because Seth is selfish and egotistical, and he might be an architect, but he's not a visionary. You know, they could have really got. Instead, they're like, oh, Seth was already injured. We just seal the deal. Well, it makes them seem even less effective. You guys didn't even injure him. You just hurt him for the night. He was already injured, so he was leaving anyways. So
that's why they shouldn't have even fucking acknowledged the fact that he was injured in that Cody Rhodes match.
What did they accomplish as heels here? What did we get out of this? So now Cody lost, could have been back-to-back champion, would have done wonders for the story there of him never losing to Rollins. Like, that's something they really, that's a Mania match one-on-one, if you tell me. He should not have beaten him at a crown jewel in Australia.
No.
Granted, they have 22 matches. He hasn't beaten him one time. I know 3 televised, but still, you get the point. Like, this did not need to be. all because it was supposed to elevate and push Seth's group. And instead, Seth is injured, so they rush the breakup and make these guys look like shit. Apparently, these guys were supposed to win the tag titles tonight. It was reported that they were going for the tag titles. They should have had the titles months ago when they made this group. As soon as he was going after the singles title, he should have given them gold so it put them off of going after his title.
I don't understand why they didn't do that anyway, because the Judgment Day wasn't doing anything with them. They were just sitting and catering all the time with those championships. Who even knew they existed at that point?
That's my spot. Yes, Cater Taker. Yes, we know that's your spot. Him and catering.
He was arguing with objects.
Yes, and Ric Flair.
And Ric Flair. Well,
drunk bastard. I just...
Didn't you get into a little heat with Ric Flair? With Cater Taker? I thought you were in catering one time.
Yeah. I took the last dinner roll, and Rick started wooing all over the place, bitching about how that was his, and he's styling, profiling, give me that butter pack, and it was...
Did you start shaking or something, I heard? You just started...
I got really angry and just started to Hulk out a little bit, and I pissed my pants.
Is that why we're not allowed at WWE shows?
No, I got us back in, but we're just not allowed to talk about this incident. So,
what about AEW shows? Are we back there yet, or since we criticized them, are they after us?
Some of the viewers are going to AEW soon before Thanksgiving, so that's good, right? They're gonna have fun.
Yeah, I mean, perfect, right?
Somebody better bring Moxley a lobster for his fish tank. I think that would be hilarious if he brought a live lobster to AEW. If I was going, I would do it. I'd hide it in my cast, in my leg.
And hand it to him?
And if anybody said I was weird, I'd keep butter in my sock or something, just to be like, I wanted a snack. Not let them know my plan was to, like, actually, get Moxley with the lobster.
Get Moxley'd?
Yeah, with the lobster. Get him.
Oh, with the lobster. Oh.
With the lobster. Yeah, I got to get him pinched, like the Soul Snatcher.
Gotcha.
The Soul Snatcher.
Just somebody better bring him a lobster. It's better than a rubber chicken. I don't know. This opening segment is breaking my brain. The more I think about it, the more it falls apart. Heyman's like, why are the fans so mad?
The next segment, because my brain is hurting already because I've already had to deal with
that's what I'm saying.
The illogical Mercedes fans. Now I have to deal with this illogical shit. My brain is fucking...
He made a point. He said it was Vision over Bloodline over Reigns. You know what I mean? And he said, a bum shoulder bitch is what we got him called. And then we'll go further into the cinematic filming of the backstage promo with Becky afterwards. But being realistic here, that should have never been said. And how they're trying so hard to paint Seth as the ultimate victim here. How dare he? He got stripped of the title. He was going to be stripped anyways. He was injured. These guys did nothing. They accomplished nothing. He was already hurt.
Well, because they are already acknowledged, again, the fact that he got injured in the Cody Rhodes match instead of just saying that the injury was the result of the beatdown from the Bronze.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
CM Punk last week, right? Or the week, what was it, last week, right? He became #1 contender.
Yeah.
So we already knew that.
Oh, the week before, right? No, last week?
No, I think it was last week, but
last week, right? Because they turned on Seth after the match.
Yeah. And then I don't know what they're gonna rush to, but it's just I'm failing to see their vision. I'm failing to see it. Hey, Stuart, in Australia we call a $20 note a lobster or crayfish. Pretty much the same thing. So go ahead and attack him with money. He might like that. Not going to waste it at the bar, at least. Glad to hear that he's still doing well on that end. Seriously, though. Finn Balor and JD defending their tag titles for the first time in over 100 days. In 122 or some odd days? Yes, 110 days, excuse me, since they won them.
Wait, did you say tag titles?
Right, tag titles. Like, I was like, oh my God. I was like,
is this a new thing?
Yeah, seems like it.
Wow.
I got you, Coot. I got you. I returned him, so Cody Ray is now fixed. He says in the vision, fuck, I deleted something. Sorry, got to break the fourth wall here. You are an amazing time-traveling lawyer, my friend. Glad I pay you in many lobsters. Cody, we got you back in. Go ahead, sir.
What's that?
We saved
Oh,
the
okay.
day. Don't you worry.
What are we talking about?
My time
I was
traveling.
trying to figure out this whole message. I was looking at it too.
My
What
time
happened?
traveling lawyer. So this tag title match, they do have tag titles. I know you're just blown away, but it does happen. These tag titles need to be defended. They were just a phenomenal tag team. Finn Balor and JD McDonough. They really are. They're fantastic together, and it's
They're
because
both great in-ring wrestlers.
they obviously as singles, but we don't have a great deal of art of tag team wrestling nowadays. We FTR were like the pinnacle of it for quite some time, pun intended. They genuinely were like the gems. That match that they had against Bullet Club Gold on Collision, it was like a 59-minute, 50-second tag match, was incredible. I got to see them live for the rematch. Like, Gin and Juice had it. Like that was the best thing AEW had going at that point, was their tag division. Much like NXT at one point in time with Black and Gold, their tag division was stronger than their main singles titles. And there are so many teams not being used. Why the tag team should be having at least matches every week, and sometimes two. And they have the Netflix thing. Like they don't have to stress about going over a few minutes. Or I know they have sold sponsored deals and all these things, but they have less of a cue to hit their time. And I feel like they just don't put in that extra effort here. People had some crazy ideas. I brought up Jaron Walker, Small Afro Games, and crazy to see how he took off. He made that great TikTok about how, like, well, what's it going to be like on the first Raw on Netflix? And he comes out with a water pistol. He's like, people are going to be armed. And, it was supposed to be like this Jerry Springer-esque chaos because anything goes on the internet. Now we're streaming. No, forget cable. And unfortunately, it's like we're getting a little bit less than we did on the USA Network at times. I feel like we get more commercials now or longer breaks with Battlefield 6 ads than we did back on USA. Could be rose-tinted glasses, might be like a hindsight thing looking back, and it feels, disparagingly
Why
smaller.
can't we get commercial-free if we have like ad-free here on Netflix? I don't understand that.
Separate deals. The fact that they can do that should be illegal. You pay for ad-free, and when I
get ads during
when I watched that,
illegal 100%.
Tag team wrestling, like I said, was once revered higher or as high as the main title. That's why they called it the Road Warrior Pop. Those guys were the main event for many, many years. And you look at the Midnight Express, and I go on and on naming names for days. You got the point here. Tag team wrestling earned its spot. Vince hated it. Vince always hated tag team wrestling. He made that very well known. That's why he didn't utilize it or focus on it in his company hardly ever. The reason he had the tag titles was actually because wrestlers complaining in the back most times. I wish that they would defend things better. It was good to see Becky's belt defended tonight. I understand that can't be defended at every PLE, every special event, every Raw, but instead we're getting, other things aren't being defended at all, and then one's being defended, in common iteration. So
is Becky Lynch a face now?
I don't think so. I think she was just trying to put her husband over, but
remember the last time they did the draft in 2016? I just want to talk about like match cards and stuff, and not everything getting a pay-per-view shine.
Yeah.
Like, so in 2016, when they were sticking to that brand split for a little bit, they had SmackDown pay-per-views and Raw pay-per-views, right?
Yes.
So, do you think that's more beneficial?
It might be because we didn't have. You had longer time to book both shows. That's what made most of the SmackDown 2016 era with Ambrose and AJ and things like that. That's what made Encino those things work.
That they did that, actually. I don't know if
you got like 5 weeks essentially in between each show to build up and book, and then you had a proper go homes. You had angles. Our biggest problem now is they have too many events. So now they're building today. for next
If all those
weekend, Saturday
events
night's
were
main
just all
event.
exclusive on SmackDown, exclusive, and they rotated, I don't think it would have been as bad.
No, if they did the big shows, especially the 2 night ones, obviously are going to be dual branded, but they did, the bigger shows, Money in the Bank be dual branded, things like that, Survivor Series, SummerSlam,
Yeah.
and the Rumble. That's enough.
But like
And
Backlash,
I think you
was
can
a
even alternate it
SmackDown, and
where you
No Mercy
don't
was
you
a
don't
Raw.
have a dual Money in the Bank. I would do it where 1 year SmackDown gets it for male or female, and then alternate it. You look at this year, you look at the statistic. I mean, it is funny to think, but it's true. Both of our Money in the Bank winners are home right now. I mean, really,
It's true.
consider
Wow.
it. Naomi had a little too much fun with little Jimmy. Seth had a little too
Big
much
Jimmy.
fun with Cody. So both
What?
men and women alike cashing in, but not cashing out. I'm telling you. It is true though. I mean, we've seen quite a disappointing run for both Money in the Bank briefcase holders this year, and kind of has a bit of a curse feel to it, but that's for sure.
In my honest opinion, though, with Money in the Bank, I would get rid of that concept for a few years.
I would like to alternate it. Give one, if they want to keep everybody having the Rumble, but one side gets an elimination chamber, the other side gets, the other half of it. They'll get the Money in the Bank, and so on and so forth. I feel like that really needs to be the case. I think that would be the most interesting, because it's a way to shake things up.
So you agree with like brand exclusive PLEs for the B level shows?
Yeah, I think that was giving them more time to book, especially think about it right now, because there's so many events. So while they're building for the next Saturday night's main event, the other side is building for, and WrestlePalooza, so on and so forth. And you always get these, longer builds, better things built to.
Yeah.
LA Knight, people are losing interest in because he's just not going anywhere at all. And people feel like he's just there taking up space. They want to see him elevated. You can't deny the cries for most people. AJ and Dragon Lee should be called Phenomenal Dragon. Not a bad name. Could be fun with these two.
Just
So
called AJ Lee.
because at least that AJ Lee is there. And I wanted to say earlier, thoughts with Bobby Horn's family. He passed away. Sir Mo from Men on a Mission. Him and Mabel being rapping buddies for 93 to 96, I think it was. So he's been very sick for a while, dealing with kidney issues, and I don't know. It's unfortunate to see him, especially so young. 58 is young. So thoughts with the family there. This match, Finn and JD, they're great in ring. This is what I started to say earlier. They have a air of comfortability with each other that you get because of the student-teacher relationship that's built in there. So since Finn taught JD, it's like he's essentially a micro version of Finn in ways. Like you can see Finn's essence in his moveset and the way he moves, the way he does things, the stomps, all of it. You can see it reminds you of Finn, but he's got his own little twist on it. The way he falls for certain bumps, especially the DDT, looks like the way Finn takes it. So they work synergistically very, very well together. They flow. It just is easy as butter watching these two be a tag. One's always got, hold the ropes open. He's going ahead and they are constantly busy. And that's the thing with tag team wrestling. You're not just standing on the apron waiting. A great tag team is hyping up the crowd, is getting people invested, trying to get the hot tag, being able to not just do double team moves, but moves that make sense, and isolating the other opponent, and things like this that you don't have in the singles bout. I like tag team wrestling, and AJ and Dragon Lee, fuck yeah, these guys deserve it. AJ, let him get the tag belt for a bit with Dragon Lee. This is Dragon Lee's first title win in WWE. So congrats to him for that. Very hot match. I don't know why these two weren't defending the belts weekly when they were giving us matches like this. Instead, we had to see 6-man tags with Dirty Dom or Finn be busy with Mr. Iguana, because he's got an iguana. So there's that.
He's got an iguana.
This was a very, very, very good match. So the ending sequence I love. Balor basically attempts to go for a Styles Clash of his own, but AJ avoids it, goes into a pinning combination, then ends up hitting the Styles Clash and gets the title win. Just as you see JD try to run in and break it up. He gets stopped by Dragon Lee, and I was like, oh shit, they did turn the titles. That's great. Because like I said, originally the Vision was reportedly rumored to win the titles tonight here, Braun and Bronson. So this is big. I think this will, yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. I think this will help out Dragon Lee much further than it did when he was with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio kind of feels like everybody's Uncle Ray, like we're hanging out with him, but you don't really get much rub off of him. It's just like you're another, like, you don't feel like the star power is shared from him. And it's not a selfish thing because he gives you everything in the ring and he tries to make you shine, but it's like the focal point is always on Ray. And it feels like, he's got such an extended history of working with so many people that it doesn't have the same type of like, I'm endorsing this person. So
right,
seeing it here, especially with AJ, that's a big endorsement, making you not just a tag partner, but to go ahead and be a tag champ with AJ. Yeah, he's a better father. Exactly. We got Uncle Ray, but you got Papa AJ, and I think it'll really give him that chance to go farther with the father. Backstage, we had Jimmy and Jay. They're getting set for the Battle Royal, and Jay is basically, he's concerned, last week, hey, what I told Jimmy wasn't right, and he's like, I'm mad at myself. I'm making the same mistake I did in Paris. And he's like, Roman, and he's like, Roman's not here. Roman's not going to be in the Battle Royal, but you will. This is your chance to win. It was when you stopped believing in you, when Jay stopped believing in Jay is the reason you lost, not because you were helping people. And he's like, I'm going after everybody. And Jay said, if we're good, and we're good. And they walked out. So it kind of set up the possible betrayal for later in the night. I genuinely predicted that there would be some type of starting to this. If it wasn't a full turn, it would be a hint at one, and I kind of feel that's what we got. Yes, you could say that.
Yeah, we did definitely get a hint at one.
We see allies eliminating each other all the time from Royal Rumbles and whatnot, but it could have come down to these two.
Jay didn't even apologize. He
No.
gave him that dirty look, like, yeah, I did that.
Exactly, the egotistical, narcissistic smile at the end, that smirk looking at his brother. Yeah, I feel like we know where this is going, but.
And I think people wanted Dom to win when they were the final two.
Yeah.
Because they were cheering.
Dom would have been fun. I think Dom
I thought
would
they
have
were
been a
going
good
to go with
choice,
Dom for a
honestly.
second.
It seemed like it for a minute there. Skip and refresh the camera. But yeah, it seemed like it. We'll get into the full Battle Royal. Sorry, technical difficulties over here. I apologize. Falling to pieces, folks. So, yeah, great match.
Why'd you find me for it, though?
Supposed to keep talking. No dead air, goddammit. You actually made some interesting predictions for War Games, and that was one of the things I'm kind of against, is that, like, we didn't have another Hell in a Cell because it's bad blood, and we need to have it there.
Triple H said, a Hell in a Cell can't be done. Why are you going to book a show yearly just to have that match? Look what you're doing with War Games, buddy.
Survivor Series War Games, it was a cool concept for NXT to use. I like it. They had something unique that nobody else was using.
Because people did think, rightfully so, I guess it does logically make sense, that Nikki Bella is going to be feuding with Roxanne and Raquel Rodriguez, tied with the Judgment Day members. And someone in the Judgment Day last feuded with Nikki Bella before she got injured, Liv Morgan. So people said, oh, is this the way for her to return? Which did logically make sense because me and you both have said if it's either Survivor Series or Rumble, right?
Yeah. It wouldn't be the worst way to return her, but I'm still.
Do you
of the
agree
mindset,
or disagree with that? Or
I think she's going to be a face.
War Games in a different way?
I think she's going to be a face still when she comes back. People want to cheer Liv, and if she joins the War Games team, the only way they could, even if
because I don't think she's back with the Judgment
even
Day.
if she's like the surprise entrant on the heel team, it still doesn't work. Yeah, so see, if she's the heel entrant and the surprise entrant, I don't
I think
feel
she
like
might fuck
it
them
works.
over.
I feel like
Uh,
Nikki's gonna fuck over Stephanie at some point. Really,
Yeah, and how she's like,
Nikki
yeah,
just sounds like a bitch. Sadly, she sounds very disingenuous. Yes, like Rachel said, it sounds fake when she talks. She does. She has that. She
I
lacks
caught on to that too.
believability.
I
She
think
doesn't seem genuine.
Nikki's gonna portray Stephanie as well. But what do you think of my predictions for the Women's War Games?
Yeah, go back over those with me because I know you said
Okay.
you had some
Yeah,
thoughts. So
I had I don't know if you. We'll get into if you think Liver will return or not, but this
I
is
don't
what
think
I
she's going to return.
originally
I
pointed out.
still think they're going to have her come back as a face. I think that's.
That's why I said I
yeah.
think this is just a set up War Games kind of like
Yeah.
now we got a partner, then Rhea and Io. So Stephanie, Io, Rhea, Nikki, and AJ Lee if she's still there, versus Raquel and Roxanne from the Judgment Day,
Yeah.
Asuka, Kyrie, and Becky.
Not a bad guess. So Roxanne, Raquel, obviously, Asuka, Kyrie, and then Becky. Asuka and Kyrie make perfect sense as to why you'd add Rio, you know? Those two are very popular right now, Io and Rhea. So add Rio in. Nikki, obviously, she's feuding with Rox and Raquel with Stephanie. AJ Lee with Becky. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, she'll get the bliss pop. She's returning as a face. I feel like that in my soul, she's going to get that gigantic reaction. You know, kind of like lifting and throwing the baby in the air. Oh, God. Nikki running, she popped a titty out. I did miss that. So apparently when she was running, she had a bit of a slip. But of the knit variety. Poor girl. Maybe you should wear something tighter. Those things are flying all over the place. God. Dominic Mysterio taking on Rusev. We'll get to that in a second. But, sir, the War Games issue I have currently is that, at least in NXT, it did become a bit convoluted later on. Like, they really tried to shoehorn it in. War Games! But up until that point, is even on the main roster, when they first brought it up at top, you kind of had a reason for it. The last one I feel like we had work really well was probably the Bloodline one where Punk debuted. That was what, 23? Randy Orton came back the same night. Like, that one was a lot of fun and worked well because of the Bloodline story being told. But a lot of times it doesn't feel like a main roster has anything that's worthy of being built into a War Games. And that's why I liked in NXT, because there was this, faction warfare. Oh, Undisputed Era is destroying everybody. Oh, we got to it's Pat McAfee's evil, dastardly bastard team. And, they would have these things build to a crescendo. And, oh, there's the climax. It's got to be. But this, just being a staple of the PLE year, it was the same issue we had Hell in a Cell being a PLE as well, or a pay-per-view, however you want to call it. I don't want to see it. I want to see it when it calls for it, when it's needed. We saw terrible Hell in a Cells happen because of the forced stipulation. So, I hope that War Games gets a chance to breathe. But you think about it, Survivor Series is coming up. So, we're not far at all.
Let's save those predictions and let's see how far off I was.
I know. So we've got some things to go over for that. But Survivor Series is happening when this year? It's in San Diego, November 29th. So they've got about 5 weeks. So it's not terrible. They've got some time to get through this. They still have the Saturday night's main event before this, so they have to get through. So that could shake up the tree limb a little bit. But all in all, I feel like this one they have about a month. It could work, but they usually need more time, and that's kind of a worry of mine. We'll see, but I think for the women's, you're pretty much spot on. The rumor is Dominic Mysterio taking on John Cena for the IC title. That'll be his second to last showing. The last one will be the Saturday night's main event in DC in December 12th. I think you're right, though. I think it's going to be where the Raw women's division is going to prepare for War, and that means that the men's on SmackDown gets the cage instead, right?
No. I might not watch War Games out of spite if they do
like Team Cody versus Team
Bloodline.
Drew.
Okay,
Or
Okay, maybe
or
that, but if they
the
do,
Wyatt
if they do
Six
Wyatt's, no. If they, I'll
MFT.
be fucking pissed. No, don't you even fucking speak that into existence.
Oh
Holy
God.
fuck,
Because think about it, on
would I be pissed?
SmackDown, that seems to be where they'd go with it. How they're building this
Oh my
this
god.
super team. They need a female, right? So
Okay, if they do that, I'm not doing the review, and I will not watch Survivor Series if they do that fucking War Games match.
you
I
hate
swear to
MFT that
fucking
much, huh? My family tree. Bloodline's been
I like
dead.
the Wyatts. Okay, you got what I was hinting at. I like the Wyatts, not the
Mhm.
fucking MFTs. Oh my god. Tongas, all Tongas everywhere.
Tama Tonga,
Mala,
Tiny Tonga,
Tala.
Lower Tonga, Tonga Toa, Toa Longa, Lower Tala. There's too many of them.
Yeah.
Banana Rama Ding Dong. Fucking lot of them. Because they're not going to have Team Cody versus Team Drew. They're going to have Team Wyatt 6 versus Team MFT. And we're going to be
Yeah, no
fucked.
thanks. And okay, if I do a review, then we'll have to agree to just pretend that match didn't even happen.
Yeah, we'll just jump around that
We're gonna
fact
skip
like it
over that.
never occurred. Just like our UCR podcast the other night. So if you haven't seen it, check it out on the channel. It was a great episode. We got to know Cody a lot more. He answers some great, deep, introspective, personal questions while embarrassing the hell out of each other. It was a lot of fun. Be sure to check it out. And,
I don't know why you would want to skip over that. Like nothing was mentioned, right?
No, not at all.
No.
I mean, certainly not shocking content or anything to do with any election. I know that for a fact.
No. Yeah.
Dom Mysterio gets a hero's welcome from this crowd. The more he cheats,
Maybe
the more he's
surprising.
cheered.
Maybe getting JD to meet Matt Hardy is shocking. Maybe that's what they thought was shocking.
Could be. Get deleted. Excellent. Dominic and Rusev. This was always going to be.
Or wait, I got a better one.
hmm.
Or the shocking factor that they thought Ryback would take a picture with them. Remember that when I said that's the shocking.
The shocking, not
That's
like Kaya. You don't want to bring up poor dog. God damn it, Hassan. So Dom, the more he cheats, the more he's cheered. I mean, Rusev screaming game over means nothing because Dom got the hell out of the ring and escaped the accolade. And that's when Penta shows up. Rusev basically shoves Dom into Penta, and Penta basically drops Rusev with a punch and takes out Penta after the fact. And Dom goes for a 619 with the mallet, but Rusev blocks it, gets the timekeeper's hammer out, gives it, the ref takes it, and that's when he hits him with a low blow, 619, frog splash for the win. The more he cheats, the more the fans love him. It is Eddie Guerrero all over again. He lies, he cheats, he steals. Every bit of it.
his real father.
Stewart is having a mind meld over there with, the Swerve Show. Mind meld. There you go. They all know and agree what's going on. Tonga Cody, Tonga. It's just there's too many fucking Tongas. Jake Tonga, Cody Tonga. They need a taller Tonga, smaller Tonga, Western Tonga, Eastern Tonga, and even Chinese Tonga. Oh, no. Definitely being canceled. Damn it. The live crowd loves Dom. They cheer him constantly. He's just dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. Short 10-minute match. The tag match was a hot
Someone in the
open
chat
show.
just said Dom is the Albert Einstein of WWE. I love Dom. Wow.
He's the genius of the basically of the singles division right now because he's got the AAA, championship, the champion, and then he's also got the IC title. And later in the night, he was the runner-up for the Battle Royal. Could have been a #1 contender.
What do you think of Dirty Dom? You like yourself some Dirty Dom? Or?
I love some Dirty Dom. I like how Punk said he doesn't wash his gear. A nice Vader reference there. But good for fried green tomato smell.
Observing the smell of his gear.
I think it just wafts off him. That's the musk that ladies love. See, he found out that if you shower but you don't wash your balls, your body creates this fungal odor that it's a pheromone so strong that it makes women orgasm instantly.
I like it.
What?
Oh, yeah, man.
That's why he eats so many chicken tendies. That's what powers the pheromone. He said it on Instagram. I'm just telling you.
Who said it on Instagram?
Dom. That's the secret. That's why he eats chicken tendies by the hundreds. Because then he secretes the hormones of the chickens through his testicles, and that makes the ladies bang the shit out of him. Could have been
Or was
AI.
that,
Could have been AI. I don't know.
you know, or was that his way of getting with you? You wanted it, some of Dirty Dom, and
Yeah. I tried because money. I wanted his money, but didn't work out. I mean,
is
next
that what you
time.
wanted?
Next time our abduction plan will be a little bit better thought out. I just left some chicken tenders out on a plate outside.
Aliens?
Well, I mean, we could try, but ICE is busy, so.
Oh, come on!
Oh, you meant extraterrestrial? Oh, shit. See, again, I'm getting canceled. Ah,
Jesus Christ!
it's all you.
Now you're gonna get me in trouble.
I'm not trying to. That's your department. I thought you got to specify these things. Becky and Maxine. Another damn good match, but I don't know. It would have been cool to see 2 title changes tonight. Maxine getting this title could really mean something because she's been secretly getting better in the ring consistently. Another match that she did damn well in, almost had a slip herself. They kind of had to avoid that, but she stuffed a manhandle slam, and then she basically ducks the kick and then comes back around, flips over, and then gets the ankle lock on. It was such a fantastic series there of events, the way that they pulled this off. Obviously, Becky makes her look like $1 million and is the star there, but Maxine is holding her own. She's doing it well, and she's believable. She eventually, Dupree's got the upper hand. She does the sunset flip. Oh, but Becky Lynch holds on to the ref, and she only gets a 2 count, and that's when Becky hits her with the title belt and gets the DQ. 10-minute match. The hometown girl, come on. You got your hometown fans behind you. The hometown man agrees. Let the hometown girl get the win here. Would it have really hurt you to give her the title? Becky needs it that bad. For whatever you have planned, you couldn't have swapped it back to her in 2 weeks? You couldn't have let Maxine have the win tonight and celebrate in front of her audience?
Sorry.
Oh, well, she'll get it someday. She's the future.
Why are you blaming me?
Because you didn't let it happen. And you should have. The last time I'm going to let you ref any women's match. The match was not as good as last week, but it was still
Did you drug
damn
me up?
good.
Because I swear I wasn't the ref.
Listen.
What did you do to me?
Remember that little shipment last week? It's going to be a big package by the time you're done because I don't know why they couldn't give her the belt. You goddamn shiesty refs, you. Her hometown. It felt like Vince was booking again. It's your hometown. We're going to beat you dead. This was something. I don't like DQ finishes, especially in this environment, and it didn't feel like Becky was going to lose here and had to cheat. She still had the upper hand. The only reason she lost the week before is because she was arrogantly back-talking the audience, and the ref counted really fast. That was the fastest 10 count we've seen in ages. So she, got to 8, 9, 10, you're out. That's it. And I'm like, oh, ring the bell. So
Ding, ding, ding.
I hate the DQ finish. I really do here. Becky should have been like, oh, the belt's in the side. She's in the ankle lock. She's about to tap, but she doesn't tap. She grabs the belt and hits her with it. Like that, I can get. I can get behind a moment like that. But she blocks the sunset flip, enough to hold on to the ref, and it's like she wasn't in peril. She wasn't about to, lose here, really. It didn't feel that way. It didn't feel like it was out of her control. It really didn't feel like she was going to lose the week before. She fell on her own sword by friggin', her own arrogance. This had moments of could have been spectacular, but then they toned it down and brought it back. Like there was a point where Dupree, she suplexed Becky and she does a great kip up, lowers the straps and basically she hits her with a great knee shot and gets the cover. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you see the fans are getting into it. But that's when they bring it back down again. Eventually they get back into it with the ankle lock, but they had to slow it down. Too many commercial breaks. I mean, there were quite a few here. Pretty much, I think it was like 65 seconds into the match, we already had a commercial break. They're getting extremely egregious. Yeah. I'd rather them play like 5 minutes straight of commercials in between matches or 6 minutes, whatever it may need to be, than break up the matches and miss shit in between. Because, the international crowds, those on VPNs, etc., are watching the match.
Again, as I said, we should be able to get commercial free if you got like the ad free tier on Netflix. That's just should be a thing, but
Yeah. So about 2.5 stars for this match. If last week would have gotten like 3.5, 3 3/4, this is like 2.5. It wasn't bad by any means, but it lacked that same ferocious tenacity that Maxine had the week before, where she had to win. And this week it was for the title, and it didn't seem like she had the same drive, the same, gumption. Didn't blow me away. It wasn't terrible either. I mean, it wasn't bad.
I agree. I mean, it was all right.
It was all right. The wise words of Cody. He was all right. Fuck it. It was all right.
Sorry, I'm not interested in
He was all right. I don't blame you, because then we get a really good backstage segment as far as how it was delivered.
So this is why I asked. Becky Lynch a face now?
I don't think so, but the way it was delivered, the way that they acted here, everything was fantastic except for the words they spoke. Because I get what she's saying, but Becky is painting her husband in such a light, like, oh, he knew he was going to get screwed. He knew you were going to. Then why was he not prepared for that? Like, it all sounded very foolish.
And if you knew as well, why did you even still allow him in there?
He used you.
And why did you join it yourself?
So what did Heyman get Seth that Seth couldn't have done on his own? Maybe he wouldn't have won Money in the Bank. He would have had to get help for that. But he could have, and besides that, the title ruse wasn't with Heyman or the Vision. It was his thing. What needed to be done with Heyman? Why is Heyman the important one here? With Punk, it was like, oh, you're getting me the WrestleMania main event, supposedly, and then, these things, and that wasn't even really the case, but I don't know. It's just because Becky is defending her man, as a good wife should, as should a good husband. But what they're doing back and forth here, she's like, there's still a Vision that includes you, Becky. You could join us. And that's when she grabs him, and your snake oil salesman bullshit doesn't work on us. And I never trusted you. He never trusted you, her husband, Seth. And she's like, I knew, and he knew that you would be turning on us. And Rollins was surprised it took you this long. Like, if you're surprised, then when were they supposed to turn on you? When you had the briefcase? What was the point of them helping you everywhere? Like, I
don't understand. That didn't come across right, because
no. And she's like, it doesn't matter who you surround yourself with. In the future, you're going to get killed by Rollins. Actually, he's not going to kill you, but you're going to end up wishing you did. And it's like, so we want to see, but Heyman isn't the mastermind of this, they said, but then they tried to make it like he was the mastermind. So this is again confusing as well.
It's like they feared Paul Heyman into doing it last week, like, join us or we'll beat you up too. And Paul Heyman had no choice, because he's like, I can't take on these guys. So
and he says that to Becky early on. He's like, I have to tell you this. I had no choice. And this is after he's forced to say please by Adam Pearce, and he finds out that the Vision is out of the Battle Royal tonight for the #1 contendership spot. And he tries to get it back in, asking politely. Pearce says no, slams the door in his face, and that's when Becky approaches. And that's when we had all this. There was nothing done that lines up with what they said here. And it just feels confusingly silly. Now the Bronze are out of the main event. They don't have the tag titles. They don't. So when we get to that point, it's a little bit later on, but you have Paul Heyman walk in, and the Bronze are very upset, and they're like, hey, we arrived with the title. Now we don't even have spots in the Battle Royal. What is this bullshit? And he's like, well, listen to this story of the man named Brock Lesnar. He listened to me, and he beat The Rock to win the title. And then Lesnar got, 400, he said, get Lesnar 434 days out of the title reign because he listened to him. He said, Roman Reigns listened to me. No one remembers the big dog, but they remember the tribal chief. It's not just about who you can slaughter. It's about backstage maneuvering and politics. So Braun Breaker told Bronson, he's like, oh, I got a lot to learn. And Bronson Reed basically agreed. And then Braun Breaker's like, oh, I got a lot of people to hurt too. And Reed just agrees again. So Reed is a dumb lackey to Braun Breaker. Breaker's the real star here. So then why have Breakker not face Roman? Why were you putting Bronson Reed to be the one to... It's just maddening. It's not making sense. And it's not like, oh, it'll make sense next week. They're building towards something. I don't think so. I think they just kind of skipped a few blocks because they felt like they had to with the injury. Plot holes be damned.
They never know what they're fucking doing.
No, and I can't even break out the happy pills. I got to just keep taking the sad pills because it's making me sad. It is.
It's making me mad what it is doing because
No, I had
all
to
this
take-
illogical shit lately. I
I had-
can't stand it.
I had to take the sad pills because I just I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. You would think it would make sense, but
Calm down.
you know, it's just the Vision. They were great.
You
They were. And now
will you be okay?
we have nothing. Nothing to look forward to. No main event. No Rollins. No hope. No prayer. But fuck it, we got the rest of the show to watch. So we go ahead next and we see Stephanie out there, the women's world champion. She's kicking Roxanne's ass. They did not gel together, as we mentioned earlier. They gave themselves a bit of a hard time here. They just didn't click. I don't know how best to accentuate this and explain it as such, but I don't know. They kept just mistiming things and you basically you got the devil's kiss. Booker not there to go nuts. You got the one more time chant, so people are really behind that move now. They love seeing her ass up in the air. I really like the fact that she hit the angel wings for the finish. I will say that because the backbreaker that she was doing, the SVB, the Stephanie Vacour breaker or whatever it was, it just a normal backbreaker. You're going down on a knee. The angel wings, like, yeah, Daniels, I'm sure will tell you to take it and make it proud. And everybody's been whipping it out for the past tribute matches. So afterwards, Nikki Bella runs out to make the save, not AJ Lee, and Rodriguez goes ahead and hits Stephanie with her big boot. And that's when Stephanie gets back up. She goes for like a springboard, but she slipped on the ropes and she came up holding her knee. So we were worried, but it just kind of looked like an accident, a fluke injury, because backstage afterwards, she seemed to be okay. I tried to investigate on Twitter while we're live to see if anybody had any updates. It seems like she's okay, but we'll go ahead and keep an eye out. But it was a rough landing. I mean,
yeah, I noticed that. I think people blamed Raquel, but it was Stephanie who slipped. I'm not even. It was just an accident.
Yeah,
if
it
you
was.
see
Yeah.
that clip, Stephanie
Here,
slipped.
I'll show you right here this terrible landing that happened. Look, we can show you on the Tron here, and oh, sorry, that's from my personal collection. I'll find the bad landing. It's here somewhere. It's in one of these. It's in one of these. Here we go, right there. All right, now we can go ahead and cue this up for you, folks. Look at that, man of my word. Good thing I didn't click on page 5. We'll do the little quick snappy fool. Cover my face there a little bit. Bam! Look at this, botch and a half. She jumps up right here. She slips. Whoops. Goes down. So not great. And then when she goes to get up, I got to keep pausing it for copyright sakes. She goes ahead and comes up holding her knee, kind of limping a little bit. So bit of a worrisome turn of events there, but hey, we got Nikki Bella back. That's enough to be excited for, right? Come on, who doesn't love Nikki Bella, right? Come on, Cody O'Needy Rhodes, Cody O'Needy Rhodes. You love
Sorry.
Nikki Bella. Come on, you know you do. She's the most entertaining wrestler that you have laid eyes on this day. At least.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The 69 live viewers on Twitter tell you that you are correct, my friend. People are not thrilled with this, and I don't want to see Stephanie and Nikki teaming up. I knew a while ago it was going to happen. They wanted to do a make good for her getting her name wrong.
This is for Liv Morgan's return.
Right? They're just breaming it up. La Primera does a devil's kiss and Angel gets its wings. That is true, Stuart. That's why you don't get commercials, so you could see her the whole time. Giggity. And then we had the Battle Royal. You know, that was it for the show. We got a crazy Jay and Jimmy entrance where they kidnapped a baby. The Usos, like I said, we're talking about them, Bailey, CM Punk at the 49ers game last night. And this Wednesday into Somewhere Weekly, you and I will not only have predictions for Halloween Havoc, we'll not only have the review for NXT.
Well, praise AEW.
We'll see what's going on with AEW Dynamite this Wednesday, and we'll be checking in on my predictions. I don't know if I was doing that bad for NFL, so
real quick. Yeah, we need to do these NFL predictions, or not review soon, but I'm going to do my Tony. Guys, thank you for tuning into Wrestle Dream. This was the greatest pay-per-view I've ever done. Was that good?
That was perfect. I am not a crook. Hold on, I got to bring this on. I'm not a crook. I got cut off this way with the green screen. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
It was my subjective opinion.
I got to get a green shirt and just disappear. Be a floating head. I think I can actually do that.
You want to do your NFL?
Here, you ready? Hold on.
You did now, or do you want to?
You keep talking. I'm playing. All right. Let's.
Okay, he's playing around with himself right now.
We'll do the color key and
on
go
air
ahead
too.
and we'll take the black out. Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
whoa,
there we go. Now I'll be a floating head.
Taking your NAD live on.
Can't be a floating head.
Jesus.
I tried. What are you gonna do? Nikki Bella sucks. Stuart says, not just me. It's not just
You're
me. No.
head.
There's quite a few people that are not enthralled with Nikki being around the main title picture at all. Even if she's not going for the belt directly now, you know it's going to happen again. So, yes, Aquarium Elite Wrestling. As we mentioned earlier, Sarah Stock, former AEW trainer, very upset. The Sarita from TNA, knockout former wrestler there.
Not just the Mercedes Moné thing now. Like, what is it with like wrestling, like streamers, like or anyone that does like reviews that's not JD, because he's their biggest critic now. What is it with them? Like, they can criticize WWE saying that's just my opinion, you can do that, but if you criticize AEW, you're just a negative person that needs to go touch grass. So please tell me why you can't.
I think the disparity comes in the fact that people defending AEW do get a lot of like biased attacks most often, and they do get a lot of like unfair arguments. So I feel like they are more attacked than WWE. They feel like they're on the back foot, but it's also the mindset of the company. It's how they arm their fans to attack for them. They constantly paint themselves as the ultimate underdogs. We're the little guys. You got to help us squash the big bad corporate giant who's coming in and, you know, they're, you know, booking against us. How dare they counter book us? How dare they call us, you know, make themselves competition? They really have just aligned themselves with certain people that follow those ideals and repeat the line that, hey, we're the underdogs and everyone else, you know, is trying to squash us down, and we have to fight back. We have to go ahead and you know, we have to defy expectations and become the big thing.
You know what's funny? Those, no offense to any of them. I know you're friends with one of them, but no offense, this is just my opinion, so this is separate from Jake if he wants to add in on this. But
ooh, spicy.
Santi, Wheezy, Blonde, Conman, none of them ever live react to AEW, and all of a sudden they got together and like, you know what, we need to start live reacting to AEW because it's so great, man, and I always loved AEW. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay,
all
so
of them just decided to do that at the same time.
Here's the thing. I honestly don't think they're being paid off. I genuinely believe the issue is that AEW's lawyers for their legal side that had to do with copyright, online streaming distribution, they act very heavily and very quickly. Even if it's like a misguided effort, they just strike shit down constantly. And it was only within the past like 6 months that they were able to work out things that people are now able to be whitelisted or react to content without fearing termination. It wasn't that long ago where I don't talk to him regularly at all. I'm not going to post the DMs, but I was talking to Conman and I had said to him, you know, oh, I'm sorry to hear that you got your channel struck again. And it was over an AEW issue. So he said when he was dealing with it then, basically his Instagram, his Facebook, and his TikTok all got hit at the same time with his YouTube for his AEW reaction. So the strike on YouTube remained for 90 full days, but he was able to get live streaming re-enabled, obviously. But it's terrible that you have to have any type of repercussion.
They don't want to ruffle any feathers because none of them, no offense, all due respect to Conman and any of them, but like they don't want to ruffle any feathers because Dynamite's not that good where you're going to be like, whoa, oh my gosh, that's fucking great. Like, who's reacting like that to AEW Dynamite?
But I feel like they're reacting, and maybe not him specifically, I don't know, but people react that way usually because they need to differentiate themselves from the other streamers. So if they're more animated and more hyperbolic, you know, this is the worst ever, this is the greatest ever. It gets people in the door. I mean, we've seen it.
They don't criticize it. They don't critique the show as it's going on. You're supposed to be like live reacting and having your opinion there.
I understand companies want to take down, like if I upload the entirety of tonight's Monday Night Raw on my channel, damn it, that's terrible. Take my channel down. React content is in this weird gray area because I could just sit here like this and go, haha, I'm reacting, you know, you're just coming here to, so is my product actually transformative? Is it fair use? Am I doing something that makes your product not the main value here? Is my commentary enough to be, and that's why, like, if we do show a highlight, like a botched moment or someone slips or something, you know, like it should be okay. And it's not. And we deal with a lot of copyright things just for our words. But they're taking people down for reading Taylor Swift lyrics. So
that is fair, but like
it's not fair.
Another thing about these things though is they will, I'll give them this, they will criticize WWE during the show, like that was silly, that was stupid, but AEW, they're all more robotic and animated and like, this is the greatest thing ever. Like
biases are out there, but if you're looking for them, you'll find them basically.
It gives off like fake, dude, does it not?
It might, but it also might be how you view it too. Is it because you know it's ridiculous and you don't find interest in it that you, like anybody else enjoying it, must be ridiculous? I've had those thoughts. So depends on your level of, I guess, like spectatorship and how involved you are, and are you doing it for content's sake? Is it for you? Is it entertainment? Like, you know, there's a bunch of points
here's the
behind.
thing. I like all of them because I'll watch YouTube videos and when they're making regular videos discussing wrestling, like the best of like a match in WWE history and stuff like that. They do really good with those videos. It's just like how they live react. It gives like,
I can't tell you the last show series I watched besides The Boys in ages. All I watch is YouTube. I consider that like my main source of entertainment. Everything I do, it's not just like wrestling. I watch a million things. I watch police cam videos when I'm bored. I listen to podcasts when I'm doing stuff. But YouTube is like my main source. That's my cable, my Netflix, all of it. I have a bunch of, you know, people that I enjoy, all sorts of different shit that I watch, and it's amazing to have that option. Anyways,
sports. I think you probably knew that though.
Hey, but
maybe I don't view it as often as other people do that. No, like that's why I'm not trying to disrespect them.
Yeah,
I hope it doesn't come off as disrespectful.
No, because I do want to see AEW succeed. I've said this before, but
yes, me and you both.
It gets tiresome though, because there's also this side of it where they're missing their biggest stars
of those people. when AEW dies, it's going to be the fault of the people that always fucking praise it and act like there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. That's the fucking problem. They make people the problem that criticize it, like saying they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
No, like the numbers show you right there that they're falling off a cliff each and every week.
I mean, one of the arguments you and I were disagreeing over was who should be pushed right now, Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker? As where Darby doesn't even feel like the guy anymore in AEW. He should have been the one to take the title initially. Like, that's what should have happened. I get labeled as an AEW hater often, but the fans seemingly choose to die on hills so ridiculously foolish that it's impossible to have constructive conversations because they don't like to listen to criticisms, I feel like. The dialogue ends with either being yelled at or some insults being hurled. I've never, you said you're fine with that. I'm not into deathmatch wrestling, but I know there's a place for it. There's an audience for it. There's people that enjoy it. So I nowadays, those spots too are a dime a dozen. They continuously attempt to up the ante by making it more dangerous and more realistic. I mean, this is what pretty much I said to you before. I said I was waiting for Moxley to break out the piranhas when he whipped out of the fish tank last weekend. That spot alone was so insane that it took me out of the bout entirely. There's no single story I'm engrossed in at this time, and that isn't for a lack of trying. Yeah. I said the Hurt Syndicate.
I'm more
good.
Pro hardcore match than you. I'm more pro hardcore match than you, and I even found it ridiculous. You know how I am.
Yeah.
I don't mind hardcore match.
The Hurt Syndicate refused to lose. The tag division is non-existent, most often due to obsession with having multi-person matches on the card, massive multi-person matches, 10 on 10, and most of their top talent is out injured, right? WWE has many faults, but the get in and watch 5 and get out format is ideal, not just for me personally, because it seems beneficial to fans. Everybody, that show is way too long for Wrestle Dream, that should be reserved for All In. Mercedes
we're going live into something in the morning.
Yes. Mercedes going ahead and winning the interim TV title on a show with no TV deal means nothing. The interim women's TV title is what she captured for the the record-setting 11th belt. And then the next night, she gets it from Jody Threat for the 12th. The belt she holds in AEW is that's their mid-card title that's presented above the main women's prop. Think about it. Statlander got made to look like a bitch. It was ridiculous. And then eventually, Mercedes will beat her for that belt too. I said it's not working in its current form, and the dying ratings prove that. But don't forget about HBO Max.
For fans, though, if you say that this doesn't make sense or make anything look good at all, they will get mad at you.
Yeah,
I showed you some of those before. If you want to pull them up.
Yeah, I mean, you and I was going back and forth with it, and they just kept berating you with nonsense. And Monet has given you no reason to prove she's undeserving of a title. They said she's a heel who's pissing you off correctly. Therefore, she's doing her character work. That's what everybody says. Watch the Fed. It's not because she's a heel you're supposed to hate her. That's not. Yes, you're supposed to dislike the bad guys, but there's so much more to it. We opened it up earlier, but this is where they're failing, as where WWE is succeeding. WWE has a lot of great women's talent and people being elevated properly. Stephanie, they put a rocket on her, beautiful ass and let it go to the moon. La Primera is over as all hell. So are just about every single person they have on the women's roster. There's no one person that's kind of like an underneath anymore.
What were they getting
Even
at
Maxine
before?
is
You
up
see
there.
That, you just don't like her winning all these titles because of this certain,
Yeah, it's either you hate because it's either female wrestling or there's a racial thing involved or.
That's crazy. It probably is like something like female wrestling. And look who's my profile picture on X over there.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
look who I
say it's a
support
race
the most,
thing
female
or
wrestling, right?
Yeah, they'll say it's a race thing.
All that.
But we know Jay is losing to CM Punk. Jey Uso ends up winning this battle royal after dumping his brother out. So LA Knight and Jimmy get tossed out by Jay. Dominic attacks Jay from behind, but Jay throws him over the top ropes and wins in about 19 minutes to get the #1 contender spot for the World Heavyweight title, to which he'll face CM Punk for the vacated title that Seth had to relinquish at Saturday night's main event coming up the weekend prior. So a lot to look forward to there. Going to be right after Halloween. We'll be live for that one on Saturday, November 1st. Obviously Saturday for Saturday night's main event. I like the story they're telling with Jay and Jimmy. That was, especially Jay getting saved multiple times by Jimmy just for him to eliminate his brother. And then, like you mentioned, smile and show no care in the world, no remorse, no sadness, no qualms. I did it. You suck. I had to do what I had to do instead of I could have had you and I be the final two. This doesn't feel like the big update that everybody was waiting for. Like, okay, the title's relinquished and it's a battle royal.
I think Dom should have won this, not because of Judgment Day. Oh my God, Liz or anyone saying I'm gonna suck the Judgment Day, whatever. No, this is not what it is. I think Dom should have won. It would have made sense because Jay fucked himself over.
Yeah, so Jay could have gotten eliminated there. No, Jay could have gotten eliminated there, and then Jay goes and returns with the feud of, hey, now I have to take out my brother, blah blah, and that's when Dom
Jimmy
gets the title.
You see what you did?
Yeah,
you were a selfish prick again, and look what you did. You costed yourself as well.
But I see why that works in that regard. But I feel with Dom already being the mid card champ, I would avoid it as much as possible. So
yeah, I mean, or anyone, not just I'm just saying anyone. You get what I'm saying. He was the runner-up, so that's why I mentioned him. But
yeah,
literally anybody like LA Knight, probably would have made more sense. That could have gotten Jay more heated, because that's the two he was feuding with. Now they both get the fight for the world title.
Yeah.
So I think LA Knight would have made the most sense.
It really did.
CM Punk's going to be world champion, right?
CM Punk, yeah, it seems like he's going to have the title, and then him and LA Knight will feud after, I think is the plan. I think him and LA Knight are going to have to team together for possible War Games, unless they do the MFT Wyatt 6 rumored match. People have been throwing names out forever. Meltzer was like, oh, it's going to be Lesnar and Austin Theory added in. We've heard nothing about either. It was really weird, too, because AJ Lee came back. Brock Lesnar came back. They both had the one match. Lesnar tore his pants, and then nothing.
Andrew Baydele, I think I saw on Twitter. I don't know if you agree or disagree with this.
What's that?
He said something about Gunther beating Punk after he wanted it, to get revenge after losing the Punk for the world title. Then he faces Cena at the TD Garden, and Cena wins the world title there, and then so he can have one more world title. Then who did he say faces him after? I think Roman or something. He said.
Yeah, I think that's what it went down to. But because there's a few people that John didn't get to face. Obviously, Edge, Roman, Kevin Owens. There's Miz. We can name a bunch of names and go down the list, but. For people that are left, for people he could face and could put over, like he and Braun Breaker, I wanted to see him and Joe Hendry. I'm sad that never came to fruition. I'm really bummed with what they're doing with Joe Hendry. It feels like WWE don't want to do anything solid with him because he's still a TNA guy, and TNA doesn't want to do anything with him because they know that WWE is going to hire him. So Hendry's just kind of floating around, say his name, and Henry appears,
Say his name, man.
Mark Henry.
Yeah, right. But damn, Zach, our thoughts are with you. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm going to just say Mark Henry because if you say another name, they'll YouTube.
Carano? And it could be a Mark too. Yeah. Seattle Mariners fans and media celebrated George Springer getting injured. Gotta love that, right? I'm looking through
celebrating injuries. See, I've never done that. Even if it's the Phillies, Braves, or anyone, they're human beings. If they get hurt, show some respect.
That's kind of the hope that you want. Big Jim is still trending in the WWE side of things. Cena versus Tozawa, Ellsworth, Braun versus Brock at Mania would not be bad. Braun Breaker, Brock Lesnar.
I think Braun Breaker should have faced Goldberg in his retirement match. Because he's supposed to be the Goldberg that can wrestle, right?
Yeah, instead of Gunther, I think Braun Breaker should have been the one. I think he should have been the one.
And don't get me started. I like Gunther, but Cena's last opponent, he makes the least amount of sense.
Yeah. It is funny that Naomi, Trinity Fatu, went ahead and said, Big Jim, all it takes is one car push. Referring to, Jade being taken out.
She was doing media. She was at the 49ers game. She must be returning. She was doing media.
right? When she pushed Jade. Oh, it wasn't her, right? Oh, yes, it was. So, you know, like she said, Big Jim, all it takes is one car push. Allergies acting up to a dam. Everything's itchy today. It's like, the weather's changing. The seasons are coming through. We got all that cold weather. Naomi is tweeting a storm. I'm telling you. I don't know what to give this Raw.
She was on a roll before she got pregnant. Like I remember when she cashed in, JD said something about her not being able to do it. Then didn't she like reply to him saying holding up the championship?
Yeah, like
That
watch
was
me
hilarious.
kind of idea. And sadly, you can't say before she was pregnant because she was pregnant while she was doing great. She didn't know she was
Oh, yeah,
pregnant.
that's true.
Yeah, she's been pregnant since what, Mania? I think fans figured out. So when you had
Wait, really that long?
around there, yeah, like
Time, you mean?
no, she wouldn't have. She found out then, but I think she was like 7-8 weeks, like right after around that time, right after Mania, not too long after. You figure
How far along is she?
You figured June she got Money in the Bank, in July she was out right after Evolution. That happened in the beginning of July. And then she dropped the title. They didn't do the match at Clash in Paris because of it. They waited till WrestlePalooza, and that was in September. So if she got pregnant in April, you got May, June, July. That would be 4, 8, like 10 weeks, you know, into her finding out. But yeah, around then. So yeah, definitely pregnant in that vicinity of when she was ascending, got the Money in the Bank win, and everything else. They started off tonight saying it's Vision over Bloodline, but it ended up feeling like, hey, it's just the Bloodline all over again. Jay and Jimmy, they're having their rivalry. Roman's a bit of a puppet master behind the scenes with Jay. People still want to yeet, but I feel like the yeeting is going to stop when he ends up being a heel. I'm still sticking with it. I think, you know, Jay's turning heel. Honestly, I probably am way off, but it's a feeling I have to stick with.
Will it be a long-term heel, or will it be like a Cena kind of short-term heel, like where he just needs to get his head out of his ass and find his self again? Like, do you think it's going to be that kind of heel turn?
Initially, Roman's heel turn was supposed to be temporary too. It wasn't supposed to be that long. So anything is possible.
Roman should be a heel, by the way. I don't understand how he's a baby.
He flirts with the line of good and bad, but it does it in such a way.
Don't even get me started again. I'm pissed.
That's why I said the fans cheer him, but he's not a heel. I just don't get how. But the OTC one. I want to give this Raw probably around 6.5 or 7. The Finn Balor and JD loss was great because of who won it with AJ Styles, Dragon Lee. They put on a great bout. Dominic and Rusev was fun. Felt like a Raw match for certain. Becky and Maxine, disappointed with how it wasn't better than last week. And on top of it, the bad DQ finish. The women's match between Stephanie and Roxanne was okay. Again, they had better outings when they were in NXT against each other. And the Battle Royal, I like Battle Royals. I prefer the Royal Rumble. I like it when they come out staggered rather than everybody out all at once. Then you get a bit more intrigue with it. But all in all, what are you saying? I'm thinking I'm at like a 6.5. Maybe a 7. Maybe.
I'm gonna. You know what? We'll be nice. 7 tonight. We'll be nice.
Best thing of the night, I would say, or best person in all would be Adam Pearce. Honestly, he
Adam Pearce,
showed a really
MVP of the night. Yeah,
a really great side to him, being a dominant GM that was able to make the best chicken salad out of chicken shit, and also, you know, didn't take anybody's shit. So like to see that.
Exactly.
Now we just got to see where they go from here. So as far as that goes, we got a busy week. We'll be live this Wednesday into Somewhere Weekly. We'll be giving predictions for NXT's Halloween Havoc. We'll be going over more news and what's going on with AEW as they build to their next show, Full Gear. And we'll also be
go over.
Yes, indeed. We're going over the NFL predictions. Don't you worry. Or I got to see how my picks fared. I think I did okay this week, but We'll have to go ahead and double check. So, yeah, I give it a 7. That feels like a fair score. Yeah, fair score for the week. Yeah, I think a 7's fair. I all in all, it wasn't a terrible Raw. There were some good entertaining things from it. We had fun, getting through it, but they can go ahead and they can fix a few things here. So I'm glad we got some tag team champs that hopefully will get to defend the belts. It's weird what they're doing with AJ. Some weeks that he's disrespected, he's not cared for, he's cut off on promos. Then he's getting title shots and enjoying things and getting, to go ahead and be rewarded. So it doesn't seem like the man in the back or the guy with the suit is taking him down when he just got the tag titles. So I don't know what the point of any of that story was. We'll see where it goes, though. Granted.
Never know.
Week 7 of the NFL.
But...
Week 7. I made some picks, I will say. I know that much. So I went ahead and I started off my picks with the Steelers.
Steelers.
And I know they lost.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So
next
would be the Rams.
Rams did win.
They did win. Then the Vikings.
They lost.
The Patriots won.
They won. Yeah.
Did the Jets finally win?
No.
The Browns?
They did win.
The Saints?
They lost.
If they lost, the Raiders.
31-0.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I saw that. They lost. The Colts.
They won.
Yeah, look at that. Getting back in here. Up in that game, baby.
Let me talk to you.
How about them Giants? Right?
They lost.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn it. All right. What about
33-32.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking. Packers?
They won.
Hey, look at that. What about your guys? The washed up foreskins. I mean, the Washington
they have a
former
lot
Redskins.
of injuries.
The Commanders.
They have a lot of injuries, so don't call them that.
What are we calling them? Just Washingtons?
Redskins.
Ah. And how'd they do?
They got crushed.
Yeah,
they have a lot of
lost.
injuries, and the refs were helping the Cowboys any chance they got, but one of those games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I won't take the Jags anymore. Don't you worry, Pico. Like, Giants gave up 33 in the fourth, right?
He's not going to take the Redskins anymore either. So.
I know. All right, what do we got next? We got the 49ers.
They won.
I'm up to something good there. And then the Buccaneers.
They got whooped.
And the Seahawks. That I didn't see at all.
The game's still going.
We're at what, 6-14 right now? Houston 6, Seattle 14 at halftime. Where are they? Where it's fucking 12:30 at
Seattle,
night.
so
they are at Seattle. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Seattle 4-2, Texans 2-3. Texans need this. Seattle Seahawks run defense with back-to-back stops on the 3rd and 4th and 1. That's where we're at for that. 20-12, Seattle in 3rd. Look at that. Get the stats. You ask for them. They're there. So we're still waiting on this game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right so far. Ouch. Could be 7, but as of right now, I've got 6. Not a great week for Jake.
Well, next week may be better, maybe.
So 6-8. We got one more to go. We'll see what the
next week I might
final
not
game
even
on
be able
this
to
one.
watch Raw because we take on the Chiefs next week for Monday Night Football.
Right.
So
You
I'll
gotta
have to do something.
some
Have to
double duty.
multitask.
I might have to just inform you as to what's going on, but Till we find out the end of
I'm
this
trying to
game.
think of what I can do.
I'm 6-8. It could be 7-8, but
I'll probably have to watch Raw on my phone and the game
now you're
on the
thinking.
TV.
Now you're thinking. Cooking with gas. I like it. Go for it. Bam, baby. Those are the predictions. Guys, like I said, we'll be live this Wednesday into Somewhere Weekly. We'll be live this weekend as well. Halloween Havoc review. We'll be live a bunch next week for Halloween. You know how much I love the spooky season. It's going to be a hell of a great time, so you're going to want to not miss a thing. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Turn on those notifications. Hit that bell because it helps us out a great deal. If you're on the Twitter or Rumble side of things, you can always come on over to YouTube and subscribe as well, but we appreciate you hanging out there. Make sure you're following as well. Cody, tell these beautifully sexy people where they can find you, my friend.
You can find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube, which I'll be posting gaming content soon. I know it's not a shtick that I'm doing just for the fun of it, but we'll get
Cody.
gaming content soon. What?
Cody.
Why'd you find me? I said I would post.
Where's the gaming content, Cody?
I don't know.
Cody.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Cody.
Relax. It'll happen.
Cody.
And you can find me over on my Instagram, apparently as a paid Judgment Day, what do you stand, right? Or whatever they like to call it.
Full affiliate.
I wish I was. I could use money, but not paid. But that is at Cody_Onidi_316.
Yes, indeed. So make sure you go ahead and get ready for the end of spooky season as we get into our Halloween review next week on SmackDown. Going to be a great time. We're going to be having a great big party, so don't miss it. Halloween hangout with Into Somewhere.
Will be like another podcast that we did the other day.
It's going to be a crazy watch along. It's going to be a lot of fun for Halloween night. We're going to be hanging out with all of you sexy people. Show us your costumes. Who knows? Maybe we can have a little costume contest. It'll be a good time. I'll be dressing up. Until then, go ahead and follow us here. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on that bell. Like we said, it helps out immensely. Go ahead and follow all the friends of the show in the chat box down below. Speaking of spooky season, go ahead and check out our friend as the Big Bad Wolf on Twitter. She's there. She's a hell of a content creator. Go ahead and check her out for all your adult tentacle and bondage needs. That's right.
Whoa.
That's right. My friend, it's been a busy week already. We got a lot of content to go through. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Countdown Ended, as well as on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. It's Jake.CountdownEnded. All the rest of that fun stuff. I hope you all have a great evening. We'll see you live Wednesday into Summer Weekly. Until then, stay sexy.